Hi everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to look at the next part of the unit. So we've been working with expressions. Now we're going to move into equations. This is one of the main focuses also in 7th grade along with negatives. All right, so today we're going to work on one-step addition and subtraction equations. All right, go ahead and put today's date up at the top. And let's take a look at the bell ringer. So it says circle the equations below that are equivalent to x equals 3. So if you haven't already done that, go ahead and pause it and do that real quick. Okay, so let's take a look. So on this one here, if I have x plus 3 equals 6, so I ask myself, when x is 3, plug it in. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So yes, that one works. If I plug in 3 on the next one down, so I have 3 plus 3 equals 3. No, that doesn't work. Okay, come over to the next column. 3 plus 1 equals 6. Nope. 3 plus 1 equals 4. Yes. 3 plus 6 equals 8. No. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Yes. Okay, so go ahead and mark how many you got correct on that one. And let's take a look at the two objectives. Okay, so it's pretty easy today. We're just going to do exactly what the title says. We're going to solve addition equations. And we're going to solve subtraction equations. All right. Now, this is not technically in the textbook. There's a few things in your workbook that, like on bell ringer, that we're going to look at, stuff like that. But this is actually not a 7th grade level skill. This is supposed to be learned in 6th grade, but we're going to go ahead and cover it again just for a really quick review. All right, so hopefully this all comes back to you. The main difference is going to be, though, that we are going to encounter some negatives today. All right, so you need to make sure that you're watching your signs and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you got those negative rules down. Make sure you're following the steps. It's not can you get the answer, it's can you show me the steps. Okay? And that's because I need you to learn the process right now, not how, yes, the answer is important, okay? Like the number answer is important, but it's important that you understand how to work them out, because eventually you're going to get to a point where you can't just look at it and figure it out. Like these were easy, okay, that we just did on the bell ringer. But we're going to get to a point in a few lessons where there's going to be things on both sides. You're going to have to move things from right to left and left to right, and it's going to get really, really confusing. So make sure you get the steps down today. All right? Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, example 1 says x plus 6 equals 4, and we need to check the solution. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do is let's just talk about what an equation is. So an equation is we're trying to find something plus 6 to make 4. All right, we need to figure out what number that is. So what number, when you add 6 to it, will give you a 4. So equations are like those little balance scales that you used to play with at elementary school. Like you'd put like 5 marbles on one side, and then you'd see how many dice it takes to level it out. Okay, it's the same thing. Whatever you do on one side, you need to do on the other. We need to keep it level. What you're going to do is you're going to think opposite, and you're going to work backwards. Think opposite and work backward. Oh, yeah, work backward. Sorry. Work backwards. Okay. All right, so when I say think opposite, this is what I mean. So look at it, it says x plus 6 equals 4. Well, we're going to actually do the opposite of plus 6. So think to yourself, what's the opposite of adding 6? That would be minus 6 or subtract 6. So what we do is we put it underneath each one. Okay? What you do on the left side, you have to do to the right side. Try to keep the variable over on the left. Okay? You don't have to here at the beginning, but it's good practice to keep the variable on the left. All right, then what we do is we draw a line underneath. All right, and then we show what we have left. So x is still there. These have canceled out, and then I have equals, and then I have 4 minus 6. Okay, so think to yourself, what's 4 minus 6? Which would be negative 2. All right? Then you're going to check that. So over here to the side, you just plug it back in. So negative 2 plus 6 equals 4. Okay, is that true? Is negative 2 plus 6 equals 4? Well, if I take 6 and I subtract 2 from it, yes, I get 4. All right, so yes, that works. All right, let's try the next one. So we're going to solve negative 5 equals b plus 8. So we're adding 8. The whole, let me back up. The whole goal of this is to always get the variable or the letter by itself. Always get the variable or the letter by itself. We need to figure out what it equals, okay? So if I need to get b by itself, we have the plus 8. We need to move it to the other side. So since it's plus 8, we do the opposite, which is minus 8. Okay, draw the line. I have negative 5, and then I have negative 8. So that's going to be same signs, add and keep. So that makes it negative 13 equals b, and then those have canceled out. Okay, so let's plug it back in. Does negative 5 equal negative 13 plus 8? Well, negative 13 plus 8 makes negative 5, so yes, that works. All right, let's try the got it questions by ourselves. Okay, let's take a look. So we have a, which is y plus 6 equals 9. Okay, we need to get y by itself. It says plus 6, so we need to do the opposite, which is minus 6. Okay, that's going to give me y. These have canceled. And then I'm left with 9 minus 6, and that gives us 3. Okay, check your solution. So if I do 3 plus 6, do I get 9? Yes, I do. So this is the great thing about algebra, and this is why I love teaching it. So some of you know, just from being in class with me, that I actually used to be a high school teacher before I moved to middle school, my first couple years, and one of the classes I taught was Algebra 1, which was algebra all day long. So this kind of stuff was our normal day, all right, and I loved it because you can't get the wrong answers. It's you just plug them back in, and if it works, you got it. If it didn't work, then you messed up somewhere. Okay, let's take a look at the next part. It says letter B, which is x plus 3 equals 1. So since it's plus 3, we need to do the opposite, which is minus 3. That gives me x. These have canceled out, and I'm left with 1 and then negative 3. So 1 and negative 3, or 1 minus 3, however you want to think of it, that's going to give me negative 2. Okay, let's plug that in and make sure it works. Does negative 2 plus 3 equal 1? Yes, it does. All right, or letter C. So we have negative 3 equals a plus 4. We're adding 4, so we need to subtract 4. And we're trying to get the letter by itself. Okay, so now I have negative 3 and negative 4, or you can say negative 3 minus 4, however you want to look at it. That makes negative 7 equals, and then we have a, and then those have canceled. Okay, let's plug it back in. Negative 3 equals negative 7 plus 4. And yes, that works. All right, so every year I tell kids, I will know if you actually checked your answers or not, because if you got 100 on your homework, like you should have, then I'll know you checked all your answers. If you didn't get 100, then you didn't check your answers, because that's the only way you can miss it is if you don't check it. Okay, example 3. An angelfish can grow to be 12 inches long. If an angelfish is 8.5 inches longer than a clownfish, how long is a clownfish? All right, so let's get this set up. So we know the clownfish, and so what we're looking for is how long the clownfish is. We know that the angelfish is 8.5 inches longer than the clownfish, so the clownfish plus 8.5 inches will give us the angelfish, which is 12. All right, we need to find the clownfish, which is C. We need to get it by itself. We have a plus 8.5. I need to do the opposite, so that's 8.5. We're going to subtract 8.5. That gives me C. These have canceled out. That gives me equals. Remember, you need to line up your decimal points, so let's actually add a 0.0 over there and do that. I'm actually going to need to borrow. it's going to be 5 here, and then I have 11 minus 8, which is 3. So I get 3.5. All right. Now, since this was a real thing, we need to say 3.5 inches. Okay. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, well, can't I just take 12 and subtract 8.5? Yeah, that's what we did. All right. But the problem is, you need to learn the steps today. All right. It's not, can you give me the number answer? Because I know you can. All right. I need you to figure out how to do the steps. Because when we start two-step equations, and then with distribution and that kind of stuff, it's going to get really rough here at the beginning. All right. So learn the steps. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page. And let's take a look at this one. So it says the highest recorded temperature in Warsaw, Missouri is 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Today's date for me is July 21st. It's very, 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 very hot outside today, and it's supposed to be even hotter this weekend. So I don't think we're going to hit 118, but nonetheless. All right. This is 158 degrees, greater than the lowest recorded temperature. Find the lowest recorded temperature. All right. So we need to figure out the low, which is going to be L. And then we're going to add 158 to it to get 118 degrees. Okay, so to find the low temperature, we need to get rid of the plus 158. So we're going to subtract 158. Okay, I have a low then. These have canceled, equals, and then we're going to need to subtract because they're different signs. So out here to the side, we need to do 158 minus 118. Remember, we always got to take the bigger number first. So that'd be 0, 4, so 40 degrees. And it's going to be negative, so negative 40. All right, so the lowest, right down here. Recorded temperature was negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm not sure where Warsaw, Missouri actually is. Those of you out in YouTube land, we are about an hour and a half south of St. Louis, so I don't know where Warsaw is. I know it's never been negative 40 here in Perryville, but there we go. Okay, let's try example 4. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears and we're going to solve subtraction problems. Okay, so now instead of subtracting 2, we need to do the opposite of it, which is going to be to add 2. So we're going to add 2 on both sides. Okay, that's going to give us x, and then these have canceled out. And I have equals, 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, check the solution. Is 3 minus 2 1? Yes, it is. All right, go ahead and try the guided questions for E, F, and G. Okay, let's take a look. So we're going to add 3. Cancel. And then 4 and 3 make 7. Okay, plug it back in. 7 minus 3 equals 4. Yes, it does. Okay, letter F. R minus 4 equals negative 2. So add 4. Add 4. So we get R cancels, equals. We have different signs because it's negative and positive. So we need to, or you can say plus 4 is whatever, it's all the same. And then negative 2 plus 4 would be positive 2. Okay, plug that in. 2 minus 4 equals negative 2. Yes, it does. All right, letter G. We have Q minus 9 equals negative 8. Or sorry, Q minus 8 equals negative 9. I'll get it right here in a minute. Okay, so since we're subtracting 8, we're going to add 8 on both sides. Okay, that's going to give me Q, and then those have canceled. I have negative 9 plus 8, or positive 8, and that's going to give us negative 1. So negative 1 minus 8 equals negative 9. Yes, that's true. If I owe someone $1 and I borrow $8 more from them, now I owe them $9. All right, speaking of money, we're going to do a little shopping here. It says, for example, 5, a pair of shoes costs $25. This is the $14 less than the cost of a pair of jeans. Find the cost of the jeans. So let's take a look at this one. So we have the jeans, and they are 14 less than that. So that's going to be minus 14, and that's supposed to make 25 to make the shoes. All right, so how much do the jeans cost? Well, we're going to add 14 on both sides, and that makes 39. All right, remember we're actually dealing with something real here, so the jeans are $39. All right, let's go ahead and try the got it question by ourselves. Let's take a look. It says the average lifespan of a tiger is 17 years. This is 3 years less than the average lifespan of a lion. Write and solve an equation to find the average lifespan of a lion. Okay, so the lion minus 3 is going to be equal to 17. Okay, so we need to add 3 on both sides. And then that's going to give us the lion canceled out, which is 20. All right, so the lion's lifespan is 20 years. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so just remember that you need to think opposites. All right, can't say that enough. Think about opposites. If it says plus, you need a minus. If it's minus, you need to do plus. Okay, be careful with your sign rules. Look at them as values, maybe, not necessarily operations. Like I know sometimes I'll say plus, sometimes I'll say positive. Try to think of them as just numbers, okay? You're technically almost always adding, not specifically, but I was just, that's how we were always kind of taught, was you're always adding, or the rule for adding always applies, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. All right, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a good one, and give me a like and subscribe. Thanks, bye.